The Audit and Finance Committee to order. First order of business, we will go through the roll.
Sure, Mr. Chairman. Willingham, Joyce, and Lakakis are excused. Reedy?
Here.
Alex?
Here.
Kamisso?
Here.
Demalowitz?
Yep.
Bergdorf?
Here.
And Graham?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Council. Can we go through item number one?
First item is approving the previous meeting minutes.
Can I get a motion? Motion, Mr. Camisso. Can I get a second? Second, Ms. Alex. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous?
Items 2, 3, and 4 are tabled at request of sponsor. Item 5 is a resolution of the County of Albany, New York pursuant to Section 41 of the Local Finance Law, repealing in whole or in part various partially unissued bond authorizations of certain bond resolutions of said county which authorize the issuance of bonds to finance various improvements in and for the county. Comptroller Rizzo is here this evening.
Dr. G, did you want to talk about bonds tonight, sir? Did you want to talk about bonds tonight?
I think you do.
Comptroller, thanks for joining us. Proceed.
Good evening, Mr. Reedy and members of the Audit and Finance Committee. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm here with Frank Camisso Jr., my executive deputy, and as you know, I'm Susan Rizzo, the Albany County Comptroller. I'm introducing a resolution repealing various partially unissued bond authorizations which authorize the issuance of bonds to finance various improvements. As part of the bond credit rating process, Albany County provides information to credit rating agencies so that an informed and accurate rating of the county may be reached. One of the many items that is requested during the process is the amount of debt that has been authorized but not issued. This is viewed as a risk and a negative credit factor. Accordingly, in July, my office initiated a review of this figure and determined that over $35 million of bond authorizations should be rescinded. We initiated discussion with the departments responsible for each authorization, and they concurred with our assessment, as did the Department of Management and Budget. This legislation formally rescinds the outstanding balances on each of the listed authorizations. The legislators' action on this request will be timely. As in September, we are optimistic that the county will receive a favorable review from Moody's credit agency. As you know, earlier this summer, Albany County credit outlook was increased to AA positive outlook by S&P from a AA stable. After seeing this credit outlook increase, Moody's reached out to Albany County. Moody's currently rate Albany County as AA3. We believe we're in a strong position to present to Moody's, which would not be possible without the sound work over the past several years by this committee. Please approve that over $35 million of bond authorizations to be rescinded. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Demalowitz?
So the 35 million is bonds that we authorized that we never went out and actually bought.
Correct.
So it didn't cost us anything.
Correct.
Okay, good.
By having too much, we have 300 million that's authorized that hasn't been bonded, that it's a risk factor that we have so much on the books that we may be bonding. So taking this 35 million off is actually a benefit.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mr. Bergdorf.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sue, you said we have 300 million in unissued bonds that are currently part of the portfolio today.
Correct.
These ones that we are, I guess, technically defeasing, 35 million, what years do they run from?
So
I mean,
they-
just a general spread.
Well, it's
How far back does it go?
Well, 2015 to 2022. The largest being 27 million for the supplemental anaerobic digestive project from.
Anaerobic.
I get it right now,
Anaerobic, yeah.
tried so hard.
Anaerobic.
Right, that's the
Anaerobic.
largest one we're receiving. And talking to Angelo Gaudio, he agrees. But it goes back to 15, that one was 2020, and then we had some for 22.
Just on that digester, Albany County, we were all in on that.
Yeah.
It was Saratoga County that
That's
backed
right.
out.
That's right.
And so
Exactly.
that's why we didn't move forward with it. So
That's right.
That's why you had.
That's why we want to wipe it off the books.
So is this going to be something that you are going to track from year to year?
Yes.
It's great.
Take
Fantastic.
a motion from Mr. Demalowitz, second from Mr. Bergdorf. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous?
Item 6 is authorizing an agreement with Hawkins, Delafield, and Wood regarding arbitrage compliance services.
Again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to request authorizing an agreement with Hawkins, Delafield, and Wood regarding arbitrage compliance services. Albany County entered into a 3-year agreement with Hawkins in 2022 to provide arbitrage compliance services. My office requires this service to ensure compliance with IRS rules and regulations, namely that borrowed proceeds may not generate a profit via investment earnings. This authorization would exercise the first of 2 one-year options with Hawkins. Arbitrage is created when we bond at a low rate, and before we spend the funds borrowing, we invest at a higher rate. The difference between what we borrowed and the interest income we are getting creates arbitrage. We're just looking for the approval for the for Hawkins contract to be extended.
Thank you. Mr. Bergdorf.
This is more of an informational question. If there's been a lot of focus recently on potential reductions in the federal bank rate, which will probably lead to reductions on interest rates, which could be of potential benefit for refinancings, but also has potential arbitrage implications for those who refinance. Have you thought about the interest rate field and what's out there and what may be coming, and the potential to refinance Albany County debt at 100 basis points or 150 basis points reduction or something like that?
We haven't borrowed for 3 years. So the debt that we have was at lower interest rates at that time. But we do look at the rates and what interest rates are perceived to go down. We are going to propose that we only borrow for projects that have been complete. Albany County was in a position they overborrowed. And I'm now reviewing this with management budget to actually look at only borrowing for capital projects that we have completed. And after the interest rate reduction, there's predicted to be 2 reductions. It's been predicted for a while. Still anticipating, after the end of the year, there might be these reductions, and that's when we think that we would go out to borrow.
And who will do that? Do you have your bond counsel do that? Who actually does the technical work on that for you?
So first, we have to meet with management and budget as far as the capital and the cash flows. And I will say the cash flows, we're doing them ourselves now because we've had the problem in the past and continue to have the problem to make sure we don't overborrow. And then we engage Hawkins as the bond counsel, who took Joe Scott's place.
Yep.
And we also have CMA. CMA is our advisor. And they actually go out and to the market, to Wall Street.
Survey your portfolio and check the interest rates and what market rates might be.
Correct. And we talk with them frequently, and we monitor this, and we see what others are borrowing, when they're borrowing, who's borrowing.
I think there'll be great opportunities in 2026 in terms of refinancing.
Anyone else? Take a motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Camisso, second for Ms. Alex. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Item
Comptroller.
7 is amending the 2025 Department of Health budget for overtime. Dr. Giordano is here this evening.
Good evening, Mr. Riddy.
Dr. Giordano, thanks for joining us.
I think we had a different version of the agenda, that's why I jumped up early. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Just anxious to be here.
Yes, I'm good. So we're here tonight, I'm here with Deputy Director Hoffman, who many of you have met. We are asking to modify, amend our 2025 budget. We'd like to move $55,000 from 2 vacant positions into our overtime budget, which we have estimated will run out in the first week of October.
Thank you. Any questions?
What's the overtime for?
So in this particular case, it is 3 of our units that are hard to fill positions, and they are required services. As example, our mobile crisis team, 24/7 unit. we have to run that service, whether we have all the positions filled. Our core team, which some of you have, I'm sure, heard about, is our mobile response team in the Hill Towns and our jail mental health unit. Those three are uniquely positioned where we don't get to say no to the service.
It's hands-on, it's frontline people.
And we have to respond. So those are the three, and in those three units, we are down 5 positions altogether. And we are aggressively trying to fill them, and they're high-stress, high-turnover positions.
Anyone else?
Motion to move.
I have a question.
Mr. Grimm?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You say in here, in the paperwork, the large census of inmates requiring additional mental health services at the jail.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Good evening, Mr. Grimm.
Good evening.
Well, it reflects a lot of what we're seeing in our community and across the nation these days. While the jail census is going down overall for a number of reasons, our mental health unit census has risen. We're at about 50% of the total jail population currently are folks that we're serving.
Let me just ask about that. So there's fewer inmates, but you're servicing more.
Proportionately, we're serving more of the total, yes.
And that's because?
And that reflects, I think, a number of factors that we're seeing in the community, which I would be glad to go into. I'll try to just say briefly, there are fewer opportunities in the community. Hospitals are shrinking. People are cycled quickly through the emergency rooms and eventually get arrested. And they get treatment in our mental health unit at the jail because we have a full staff up there. But, you know, you may have heard me say this before, but nationally, the 3 largest psychiatric hospitals are Rikers Island, Cook County Jail, and LA County Jail. This is reflected pattern across the nation. That's wrong. That's not where we should be treating our mentally ill people, but that's where we are. And in the last 3 years, a combination, I think, of COVID impact and bail reform, which is a whole other issue, the jail census has stabilized at a lower rate. Our census continues to go up. And we, you know, we have to staff that unit, and even more than fully staffed, we have to do overtime.
Isn't it, because the sheriff says he has the worst of the worst now because so many people are not going to jail. Is that a factor in this increased percentage?
Well, respectfully, I'm going to hesitate from characterizing them as the worst of the worst. I will say that they're sicker than we've ever seen them, the folks that we're serving.
Well, I don't mean that they're sicker, in terms of the crimes I'm talking about.
Oh, I believe that is true, you know.
Yeah. Thank
But
you.
they're also chronically mentally ill often and suffering.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion for Mr. Gavulowicz. Do I have a second? For Ms. Alex, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 8 is withdrawn.
Thanks, Peter.
Item 9.
Good to see you.
Item 9 is a resolution approving an increase in improvement of facilities of the Albany County Water Purification District in the County of Albany, New York. Executive Director Angelo Gaudio is here this evening.
Thank you.
Mr. Gaudio, thank you.
Thank you very much. Just some background on this request. We had previously gotten approval for our 4 capital projects back in the 2025 to 2029 capital program, as well as the 26 to 30 capital program. We were in the process of doing our finance application review with Environmental Facilities Corporation, and they had requested that we conduct another public hearing specific to our projects alone, so basically not have them connected or kind of integrated into the overall capital program. So we just completed the public hearing on Tuesday, the 26th. So this request is to essentially reapprove the projects that had already been pre-approved. The dollar values for those projects has not changed, nor has the scope of those projects. So this is more or less a request to kind of address the EFC comments that we kind of received while we were in the way of the finance review. We do have a $25 million grant, which is a Bills grant, bipartisan infrastructure law grant, associated with our sludge process improvement project. And the finance application that's being reviewed is to secure that money. So a lot of what's on the agenda for today is to make sure that we can, again, address EFC's comments. So the 4 projects are the sludge process improvement project. That has a total dollar value of $65 million. The North Plant Treatment Process Improvement has a cost of $72,594,000. The South Plant Treatment Process Improvement Project is $41,042,000. And then the smaller of the projects is our North and South Plant HVAC upgrades, which is a $1.5 million project. So those are the 4 projects that we're seeking approval for.
Thank you. Any questions? Mr. Grimm?
Yeah. This controversy over the sludge at farms, does that affect your business or your plan at all?
I think it's going to affect, if the ban were to go forward, it would affect biosalts kind of throughout the state, so there would be a cost impact throughout the state. Potentially, yes. I don't know to the degree. I mean, we, again, are planning on a continued incineration process. So there might be opportunity for us to take in sludge streams outside of the county or kind of be in a situation to take in additional sludge streams. But again, I think that determination has not been made yet. So I think that's to be determined. Like I said, I think it's something I think the state should consider heavily. I think the proposal that was on the table from the New York Water Environment Association was to conduct a 5-year study first and then consider any type of ban. And I think the way the legislation was structured was to do the ban first in concert with the study. But it will have direct impacts to a lot of other communities if the ban were to go into effect.
So the impending costs are substantial.
Yes, I think the one cost that I had heard specific to kind of when Maine had done the moratorium on biosolids land application was roughly 30%. But Maine, that is significantly smaller than New York. So if it were to go into effect in New York, especially with upstate having so many independent wastewater plants or separate wastewater plants, there could be a significant impact to local communities.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyone else? Motion from Mr. Comisso, second from Mr. Demolowitz. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
All right, we're going to skip to item 15 to handle the remainder of Mr. Gaudio's items. Item 15 is amending bond resolution numbers 301 and 371 for 2024 regarding the Water Purification District Sludge Processing Improvement Project.
So this is kind of in concert with the capital improvement. We have to do amend the bond resolutions to identify the public hearing to again, address EFC's concerns. Again, the dollar value has not changed. The project cost is $65 million, so the bond resolution is just to recognize the public hearing.
Thank you. Ms. Alice?
I'll make a motion.
Oh, great. Motion from Ms. Alice, second from Mr. Demolowitz. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 16 is amending bond resolution number 305 for 2024 regarding the Water Purification District North Plant Treatment Process Improvement Project.
Thank you. Similarly, this is for the bond resolution to address EFC's concerns and to recognize the public hearing that was held on Tuesday. The project cost is $72,594,000.
Thank you.
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Bergdorf, second from Ms. Alex. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 17 is amending bond resolution number 306 for 2024 regarding the Water Purification District South Plant Treatment Process Improvement Project.
As previously stated, this is to address EFC's comments and to address the public hearing that was held on Tuesday. Contract value is $41,042,000.
Thank you. Anyone? Motion from Mr. Comisso, second from Ms. Alex. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 18 is amending bond resolution number 303 for 2024 regarding the Water Purification District North and South Plant HVAC Upgrades Project.
As stated previously, contract value is $1.5 million.
Thank you, sir. Motion from Ms. Alex, second from Mr. Demolowitz. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaudio.
Now we're going to go back to item
Angela.
10, which is authorizing the conveyance of a parcel of real property located at 245 Northern Boulevard in the city of Albany. Commissioner Riley is here this evening. Oh, Packer.
Good evening, members. So this request is to convey the property located at 245 Northern Boulevard back to its former owners. They owed $27,778 in back taxes. They have provided that back to the county, so we will be conveying the property back to them in line with the county disposition plan.
Thank you, Mr.
Quick
Kern.
question.
Yes, sir.
Who is 245 Northern Boulevard? What's in there?
So the property itself, I can check here. It's just a house. This
just
is
a
the
house?
image of it here. Yep.
27,000 on that?
Yep.
Land not paying.
Anyone else?
Motion approved.
Got a motion from Mr. Camiso, second from Mr. Demalowitz. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Item 11 is authorizing the conveyance of a parcel of real property located at 275 Second Avenue in the city of Albany.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, similar to the previous agenda item, 275 Second Avenue, this is a reacquisition by the previous owner. They were $81,526 back. They were able to secure financing. We have that in hand now, so we're just trying to follow the disposition plan and get back to them.
Thank you, Mr. Riley.
Make a motion.
Motion from Ms. Alex, a second from Mr. Camiso. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 12 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany, New York, authorizing the various food service and distribution equipment, stating the estimated maximum cost thereof is $300,000, appropriating said amount therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $300,000 bonds of said county to finance said appropriation. Mr. Fallon is here this evening.
Thank you, and good evening. Hi, this request is for $300,000. It's the continuation of the food distribution project that was part of the 2026 and 2030 capital plan. We were here a couple months back finalizing the cafe aspect. We were building the cafe for employee dining and service for the staff and whatnot. This $300,000 section is, excuse me, to improve the distribution to feed residents on the units. The original design of the facility was for that to be the normal practice, to eat on the units and serve on the units. When we first opened, COVID hit and you couldn't have communal dining, so we had to go to an old-fashioned tray line service where you have a ticket, you put your meal together and it comes on a tray. This is for the equipment that will be for service to transport the food up, serve at the residents' dining area, and the residents can then choose and eat how they want to. It's not normally a ticket system. Now we would just monitor their, what their allergies are and stuff of that nature, and they can choose at the site of what they would like for their meal.
Thank you. Questions? Mr. Demalowitz.
Where are we in advance?
That's a good question. Preliminary quotes and coming soon, asking for some transportation aids, and we are going to get there. The application has been sorted out you have to become a provider so you can bill as that.
So we're going there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When do you think we'll have them? 6 months?
I'm trying within 6 months. I'm hoping by the end of the year that it's actually running. With this quote, the build out time, a few weeks, and then some training and moving right
That's
along
going to
with
be an
that.
excellent benefit for our residents.
Oh, it is absolutely it's out of our control. So it's one of the things that is very hard, somebody goes out to an appointment, we're at the mercy of
Oh, I know,
the
I see
schedule.
them sitting there outside all the time waiting.
I could
Yeah.
have somebody that has an appointment at 11 o'clock and, their transportation gets delayed, they're at the office for a half hour, 45 minutes, whatever the procedure is.
Yeah.
They don't get back until 5, 6 o'clock at night. And it's, yeah,
2 of them, right?
yes.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Grimm.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is any of this Medicaid reimbursable? So much of that?
Oh, yes. So this is going to be fully depreciated and be claimed on the cost report and go into our capital rate.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Take a motion.
Motion.
Motion for Mr. Malowitz, second for Ms. Alex. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 13 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany, New York, authorizing the information technology infrastructure and computer system upgrades project, stating the estimated maximum cost thereof is $150,000, appropriating said amount therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $150,000 bonds of said county to finance said appropriation.
Thank you. This is also a continuation of a capital project in the 2026-2030 through 2030 Albany County Capital Plan. Likewise, we were here a few months ago for $495,000 for 2025. It was to install servers that would allow the facility to operate it on itself, and some funding to get some of the systems that are Windows 10 and not upgradable to Windows 11. That is going to be expanded through 2026. We have to get all of the Windows, all the systems that can't be upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11 off of the network because they're going to lose their vulnerability updates and not be supportive anymore. So this request is to continue that through into 2026.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have a question, Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
Grimm?
You have a lot of seniors working computers.
Yeah.
Do you have some problems with people hacking, especially when you have to really be on guard now?
So our IT department monitors everything very well, and their setup that they did in our system, we have our internal Wi-Fi, which if you have county-operated devices, that goes on that system, okay? And then separated from that system, the residents would have access to the residents' Wi-Fi, which is not commingled with that. It's kept in separate tunnels. They monitor that. They have firewalling systems that notify there's alerts. Somebody has, I'll just tell you, somebody has plugged in, a counterfeit like Roku-y device, and it set our system off. That's not an acceptable system. You got to get it off. And,
So
yes.
you're keeping on top of it,
Yeah, that's
best you can.
it is very challenging this day and age, yes, but we are doing the best we can. And likewise, the start of this project was so we could be self-sufficient, so they could hit a switch and we could operate by ourselves. Currently, everything comes from us, gets monitored through, comes downtown, and then goes out to distributions, to keep us safe and secure, because I might have to email you guys. It's their realm, but I'm just doing it the best that I can explain.
Yeah.
This will allow them, if there's an accident, takes out some wire somewhere, a fiber optic cable, they can hit the switch and it does not have to be directly back here. There's a firewall there and all the systems that in place that'll let us stand alone, so we can operate without that backhaul being intact.
Oh, that's good. Thanks.
Take a motion. Motion for Mr. Malowitz, second for Mr. Bergdorf. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 14 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany, New York, authorizing the high-rise infrastructure and floor remodeling project, stating the estimated maximum cost thereof is $5 million, appropriating said amount therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $5 million bonds of said county to finance said appropriation.
Thank you. So, in a 2026 to 2030 capital plan, we are addressing the dysfunctional floors that we have at the facility. First of all, we're going to do it in yearly increments as we go along to make sure planning and everything goes right. And secondly, it was never done, minimal was done to those systems when the remodel happened. It wasn't resident occupied areas, stuff of that nature. So we're going to bring that back to usable usage. In this case, the second floor will be converted to programmatic classrooms for our nurse aide trainees. We're going to have, as you know, we started the nurse aide trainee program has been very successful. When we did that, we lost our regular education lab because we had to set it up. So it's kind of, we've moved stuff around to make this work. We have CNAs and other disciplines have required amount of hours of continuing as they have to do each month and year. So this will allow them to get their training lab back, and we'll have a new state-of-the-art training lab that's designed to be for those trainees. So it'll have a classroom, all the setups with the bed, sinks, the whole nine, to continue that program because it's been very successful in meeting our needs. We've done very well with the onboarding and programmatically creating more CNAs for the community and for ourselves. So it's been great. Secondly, there'll be office space to, of course, support that because we have a trainee educator that has to manage the classrooms, does all the teaching, supplies and whatnot. Additional storage will also be incorporated into this area. When the pandemic happened, the state created a mandate where we now are responsible for 60 days of personal protective equipment, including masks, gowns, gloves, just in case there's another outbreak or issue. It's part of the health department's annual survey now, and they were doing spot surveys to make sure that there was compliance for that. So we had that stored in up those stairs, so it's not repurposed, but it'll be actual designated storage for that space. And an employee fitness center, which will have machines and whatnot for employees to do on break.
Thank you. I'll take a motion. Motion for Mr. Gonzalez, second for Mr. Canisso. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Moving to item 19, it's authorizing the acceptance of grant funding and an agreement with Empire State Development regarding broadband infrastructure improvements. Josh Beam is here this evening.
Mr. Chair, I'm here before you to authorize the acceptance of grant funding and incentive proposal agreement with the Empire State Development regarding broadband infrastructure improvements in Albany County. This award to the county from the county partnership program is administered by the Connect All office and ESD and is in the amount of $1,022,607.86. Available to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Mr. Bergdorf.
This was discussed with the allocation of ARPA funds to match this.
Yep.
Can you tell us, in your most recent grant application that you're getting this money, what areas of the county are likely to be have their broadband expanded?
So we made an announcement last week, and that announcement is announcing $3.2 million of ARPA funds that the county set aside. And then this is an additional $1 million. So that $3.2 million and the $1 million are going to primarily cover the southwest part of the county, and look really the more rural areas of the county, the southwest part of the county through the southeast part of the county. There's a lot that are right on the 9W corridor. That's because it's branched off the 9W corridor. That's already covered. So think a couple miles off 9W all the way to the western part of the county.
What technology do you use for this? Is this regular cabling, fiber optics, or what kind of expansion is it?
So broadband is defined by the megabit per second, so it can be fiber optics or it can be coaxial cable. But I believe most of what's going in is fiber.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr.
Chair,
Grimm.
thank you. How do you determine who gets what in terms of the funding? For example, of the rural towns I see on the list. For example, Gilderland, there's areas that are pretty rural. So are you able to just go town by town, or are you able to split it up a little bit?
Oh, no, of course we look at it countywide, at the county level. And so we have a list of it's not really addresses, but it's we'll call it addresses, right? We have a list of addresses and who's covered and who's not. And we work through several different funding streams. We're working through several different funding streams right now. This county partnership it has the ISPs, the internet service providers, providing some of the money, the county providing some of the money, and then the state providing some of the money. And then you have federal programs like with rural electrification back when, that the most rural and the hardest to get to, that just don't make sense for the ISPs to build out to, they are going to be federally funded, basically. But yes, I understand that Gilderland has parts that are more rural, but there are other programs in the works and other things in the works with broadband in the county that we are not at liberty to announce right now, but that are in the works.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez.
So So with this money, you're putting up towers, is that what this is for?
No, this
What's
is to the, this is to the house. So this is internet going into the house.
So how do you
Yeah,
get,
cable.
so you're running wire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna run wire, cables and?
Yep. I'm that person.
He's not gonna do it personally.
I'm in the city, we got everything.
I know. I'm a Delmar. I'm Spectrum man.
I just turn a switch, I don't care where it came from.
Anyone else?
Motion.
Got a motion for Mr. Demalowitz, can I get a second? For Ms. Alec, all those in favor? Aye, opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, guys.
Item 20 is amending resolution number 593 for 2023 and authorizing the conveyance of parcels of real property located at 2A Lincoln Avenue and 201 Spring Street Road in the town of Colony.
Good evening, everyone. We are back. We're here to respectfully request an amendment to Resolution 593 of 2023, conveying the property located to 2A Lincoln Ave and 201 Spring Street. That is more colloquially known as the Altec steel site. I think we've all discussed here at length. As everyone knows, the property is a designated Superfund site. And a significant amount of remediation work has been done by the state DEC. We are hoping for this to be shovel-ready in the near future, and to help with that, to speed the development process along, we're requesting the transfer of it to the Albany County IDA. We'd be happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Mr. Bergdorf.
The owner right now is the Alliance.
Correct.
It says that the Alliance was not able to perfect the cleanup. Why is that?
Does it say that it was not able to perfect the
It
cleanup?
says they weren't able to accomplish it or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, while the Alliance wanted to do it, the IDA is just better suited to do it. Namely, you know, in the world of business and economic development, less taxes is better.
We did it before, we did the Golden. It's the
Well,
same
yeah,
thing.
but I'm.
Same thing.
I've got the follow-up question is, if it goes to the IDA, can it be developed without the oversight of the Town of Colony Planning and Economic Development Department as a municipally owned project?
I don't know if that makes it,
Legally, it could, but only that's the desire.
no.
Well, I gotta tell you, that's my concern, because I know that there had been discussions between the town and the county about the cleanup and the development of the site, and there is a grave concern that this becomes a tax exempt parcel, which ultimately would not be on anybody's tax roll. As a matter of fact, when the IDA was going to take over for all the other IDAs and do their projects, Gary Demalowitz brought the Alliance in here, and they actually said they were not going to do that. They were not going to take over projects that were in another municipality's IDA region. And now it appears that the Alliance is trying to transfer a project to the county IDA when the Town of Colony IDA is the dominant IDA in the town, and they work with their engineering and planning department. So I'm not quite sure how this fits into today's dynamic, but a year ago, this was a very large dynamic where that every IDA in the county got together and signed a letter and said, Albany IDA, don't do this in our municipalities. And Gary was a very big part of that, who got those folks together and said, this is a terrible precedent and we're not going to do it. So I have some real reservations here, unless someone can talk to me and explain why this is to the benefit of the Town of Colony taxpayers.
Well, I don't know if those are apples to apples comparison, the example you brought up. I think this is an example of the desire of Albany County to actually remediate this property and redevelop it. And it's certainly not Quite the contrary, it's definitely not our intention to keep this as a tax exempt property in perpetuity. It's quite the opposite, actually. We want to make sure it's redeveloped, but while it's being redeveloped and while it's being remediated, and it currently serves no use whatsoever to the town of Colony residents or Albany County residents, we want to make sure it actually happens. And the idea that this parcel should be taxed right now when it's serving no usefulness doesn't seem to make sense to us.
Well, if it's a question of a temporary pilot, you could propose that to the town. But, you know, how is it that we protect all the taxpayers, both county, town, and school district taxpayers, to make sure that this is ultimately going to go back on the tax rolls?
So the idea you're positing here is to have the Alliance give the property away to the town?
No,
IDA?
I did not suggest that. I'm trying to think through what the intended and unintended consequences of this are. I think everybody would like to see the place cleaned up and the brownfield work done, but for whatever reason, the Alliance can't do it. And the Alliance has the same staff as the IDA, so I don't know how the IDA is going to do it when the Alliance is going to do it, unless they're going to use some extraordinary eminent domain or municipal zoning power that they have by virtue of being the county IDA. And until I understand that that's not going to be the place, you know, I would welcome the ability to talk to someone about this.
I think the primary difference between the Alliance and the IDA is one is tax exempt and the other is not.
Are you saying the Alliance has been paying taxes on this? Well, it was been, because I see that it's gone through foreclosure, and that there's 15,000 unpaid on one and 16,000 unpaid on the other, even though the parcels are, one parcel is assessed at $1.6 million, and I can't find the acreage and the assessment on the other parcel from what's in Granite.
I can't speak to whether or not the Alliance has paid taxes on it, but there isn't an understanding that the Alliance shouldn't be paying taxes, in the sense that there is the expectation that the Alliance is paying taxes. That's my understanding. And the IDA would not be paying taxes. And I think it's our position that a parcel that is still technically a Superfund site, brownfield, that has no use right now, that's still being remediated, should not be taxed. So,
Well, I will agree with you on that point, but I'd like to see something built into this resolution that says, once it's cleaned up as a Superfund site and it is put to beneficial use, that it will be subject to local zoning and planning and be a taxable parcel, or have a pilot which pays to the county, the town, and the school district.
I mean, I think that sounds like
Once it's developed and it's, you know, it's disposed of, it won't be a government-owned parcel at all. It will be back on the tax rolls.
Yeah,
Well, I got to tell you, that, you know,
The fact that it's on the tax rolls now, knowing the situation that it is for $1.6 million is ridiculous too. Like, the town of Colony is doing a disservice by sending these tax bills out.
Yeah, it's not our, the county doesn't want to own a property in perpetuity for no reason. We have put so much effort, and the Alliance included, into redeveloping this site. We would love to see a business come in, purchase it, and take it off the hands of the county and all of our, you know, our economic development arms. We have no desire to keep this in perpetuity. We want to see it taxed. We want to see it put to usefulness. But at this point, taxing this parcel and sending these bills is not helping anyone. It's not helping.
On what basis would they be able to not send you a bill?
They can reduce the valuation. Show the true market value of what somebody would pay for it right now as a brownfield.
$0. Because we've tried to transfer this property before.
Is there anyone else that has a question or comments?
I have a question. Can the IDA sell the property as it, like there's developers that specialize in brownfield cleanup. Can they sell the property as is, or do they have to do the cleanup before it's sold?
They can do either.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I believe you could sell it. But most, I don't know what private entity would want to buy something that's in the process of remediation by DEC, where, you know, it sort of makes sense to wait for it to be remediated, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about that.
Yeah, we have had some of those developers approach us, and they've all walked away.
Yeah, I mean, one of them is in the resolution, is the
Yeah.
previous resolution, where we had the intention of transferring the property, and it didn't come to fruition. And at that point, that's when we transferred to the Advanced Albany Alliance.
Gary, go ahead.
The property itself is in county alliance hands now?
Yes.
It's in an LLC controlled by the Alliance to shield the county taxpayers from potential liability.
So in the IDA, is going to be very brought into the alliance?
So the
to
IDA is
development?
going to use a similar LLC vehicle to protect them as well. And they'll transfer from the Alliance to the IDA, from the Alliance's LLC to the IDA's
The
LLC.
purpose of the IDA, the sole purpose, I was on it for 25 years, is get the properties, develop them, and back on the tax rolls.
Agreed.
All we do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the purpose of the IDA, the CRCs. I don't know what the Alliance is doing, they got their hands in everything, you know, so. But I think the IDA is the vehicle to go. Incidentally, the IDA did pay property taxes on the Tova building, the town of Colony and the city of Albany, when we owned it. Then I don't know what they're doing now, but I'll block those guys. But it's gotta be back on the tax rolls eventually, as will this property be.
Yeah.
Well, so the IDA could develop it
Yeah,
and enter into a pilot when it's developed, phasing in taxes over 50 years if they want to, which means it's not going to pay real property taxes when it goes private. And those are the sorts of things that I think there were concerns about.
well, when I chaired the IDA, I gave many projects in the town of Colony, and I partnered with them. And that was the way to go. You know. I don't know what's going on now.
If we can keep our discussion to the matter at hand. Anyone else? I'll take a motion. Motion for Mr. Camiso, second for Mr. Demalowitz. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Take
night.
a motion to close.
Thanks, James.
Camiso, second for Alex. All those in favor? Aye.